Yo, what up? Today I'm doing a tier list of 2024 rap albums, and you will learn what is my 2024 rap album of the year. I think I said that right. Great year for hip hop, really great for some artists, really terrible for other artists. Kanye. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Alright, so right here we got the whole thing of albums that I've listened to, which is most of the rap albums of this year. Now, if you say, why didn't you listen to this album? Why didn't you listen to this album? Suck my dick. No, I'm just playing. I just haven't. There's a few on here that I'm ashamed of, and there's a few on here that I'm proud of. So yeah, let's start off with the beginning. We Don't Trust You. This is not in any particular order arrangement here, obviously, but yeah, We Don't Trust You really changed the hip-hop landscape quite early on. This was a decent hard trap freaking album. Like Metro, peak, Future, I don't know about peak, but yeah, he's doing good. Obviously, like that, killed just everything. I'm gonna go amazing with this one. This was a great album, amazing album. Next up, Why Lord. Listen, Anderson .Paak, he can't miss. Anderson .Paak, bro, he's a god. He is so freaking good. And by the way, we aren't even through 2024 yet. We still got that Dr. Dre album coming out, too. Just letting y'all know real quick. I listened to this. This is fire. Amazing album. Nothing else. We can put that there. Moving on. Take Care. Biggest plug. Oh, wait, no. That's not Take Care. That's the other one. I don't even remember the name of this one, but I remember the tracks. Big X really just exploded this year. He's been rapping before, but this year he's just, 2024 XXL, just album after album, song after song, hit after hit. He's just been dropping bangers. I'm gonna put this in decent. This is a decent album. I'm kind of speed running this. I need to slow down. Next up, DaBaby. How the fuck is this a mixtape? It's kind of pointless. I don't mind some of the DaBaby tracks. I don't really get the hate for them. I guess some of the songs are kind of basic on his older albums, but I don't. His older stuff is actually pretty decent. However, this just feels like extras. There's no soul here, and obviously some mixtape. I know what a mixtape is, but there's just like nothing really here. It's just kind of there. I'm gonna put this in. It's just kind of there. Nice Cybertruck. Next up, Eternal Take Two. I think this is a unanimous decision. This album was fucking terrible. It was. I don't know what the hell Uzi was thinking. I don't fucking know what the storyline is. I don't know what. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck he did on this record. He just had a fucking stroke. It's like he walked into the studio and he's like, I put a shit ton of effects on my vocals, and then that's all he fucking did. Next up, we have Soul Burger. Absol's really been trying to go towards more a sorry about that. He's trying to go towards more a mainstream appeal. He says the biggest lie he ever told was that it wasn't for the money. Which, respect for admitting that, respect for that. He wants to make money. He's not as large as like Schoolboy or Kendrick when he was with them, So yeah, respect that. I respect that a lot. This album was actually pretty decent too. I actually didn't mind some of the tracks. I thought it was a decent album. Next up we got Blue Lips. Wow. Damn. Crazy. This album is great. I think everyone can agree. This album came out really early in the year, really early, and it took a lot of time to kind of marinate, kind of simmer a little bit in there, and it's a great album. But it's amazing. It's still in my rotation here. This album is amazing. By the way, this is not in any particular order up here. Like, that's not arranged in any different way. Next up, we have Lupin the Third, a beat tape, an album. I'm still gonna include it from Peanuts, aka Logic, Robert Bryson Hall II. It's a beat tape. It's cool beat tapes. I like his beat tapes. It's solid. I'm gonna go average. It's a beat tape. It's nothing too crazy. Next up, I actually tried some Yeet this year. I tried the Rage stuff this year, because it's really been blowing up, and I was not really into it before. Let me turn up my mic. And this is Lifestyle, his latest album. And I fucking cannot listen to this shit. Listen, dude, the Rage. So some of it's just not for me. This album was not for me either. I just don't like it, dude. It's not my genre. The beats are cool. The beats are great. They're iconic. It's just kind of eh. Next up we have Tech from Lil Tecca. We'll go average here. Nothing too crazy. Just some bangers, solid bangers. Cool little transitions here and there. Just a little Tecca drop. It's nothing too crazy. Next up we have Cordae, The Crossroads. I've been wanting a Cordae project for a minute now. Last one he dropped was From a Bird's Eye View, I'm pretty sure, in 2022, and that had some decent tracks on it. Cordae really on a come up. He's probably going to be one of the biggest rappers I predict in the next 5 years. He's great. He's really good. I really like him. Crossroads, he delivered. I'm going to go decent on this one. Almost amazing, but just look what's up there, you know? It's almost there. Almost there. Next up, we have Los Angeles by Blue. Blue. He's been on a fucking roll the last couple of years. Let me tell you. 2022, he's just been fucking grinding. Los Angeles, it's decent. It's a decent album. Decent rap album. I'd check it out. There's nothing too crazy to say about it. Decent rap album. Next up, we have Plan A by Lil Tecca. I'm gonna be honest. I try not to judge on the first 2 listens. And I have listened to this 2 times. It's just kind of this. It's just a Tecca drop. It's just kind of there. You know, it's nothing too crazy. Next up we have Hood Poet, one of the most disappointing albums of this year because it is so fucking mid. And I was so hyped up for this album. And I listened to it and I'm just like, just kind of, and then that's it. There's nothing of crazy value here. It's just, I feel like this was rushed. I feel like it was rushed out the door. It's not messy in a way. It's just kind of, there's nothing there. There's like no soul to this thing. Next up we have Take Care. At least I'm pretty sure. By Big X, The Plug. If I'm getting that wrong, I'm sorry. He had a couple of tracks from his other album on here. I go average on this one. I wish he would have innovated a little bit more compared to his other albums, considering how much more he's been blowing up. But I guess he's trying to ride that train just a little bit longer, but I don't want to see that for too long. I don't want to see him kind of having the same pace every single album. He needs to switch it up a little bit. Next up, we have All Is Yellow. One of the more surprising drops of the year. Cole Bennett, videographer, makes an album. A whole collection of rappers. You get them all together with crazy production. Slap some yellow suits on. Boom. Album. It's average. Average songs. Blah, 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 blah. Average. Got all the features there. Got all the production. Cool. That's it. It's an average album. Is it worth a listen? I feel like there's a few tracks that I would recommend. But if you don't listen to this, you're not missing out on a whole lot. Speaking of missing out on a whole lot, no, I'm just playing. 21 Savage, American Dream. I think this was the first rap album to drop this year. And how's it aged? I'm not gonna lie, I don't see anybody talking about this album anymore. I really don't. Because at first, like for the first 6 months, it was just American Dream, American Dream, American Dream. That was all. And all of a sudden everybody else drops. And I guess they kind of threw it off everybody's timeline. It's decent. It's a decent album. I probably would have put it in amazing at first, but like, it's just kind of dipped a little bit for me. I've heard Red Rum too many times. Next up, we have the new Freddie Gibbs album. I thought this was decent. This is actually my first ever Freddie Gibbs album listen. And I thought it was decent. He's not reinventing the wheel. Nothing too crazy. I'm gonna go average on this one. I know he probably has better projects from what I have heard. Next up, I am so fucking conflicted with this Juice WRLD album because this dude has been dead for nearly for 5 years. This dude's been dead for 5 years now. Not that long ago. It was like a couple of days ago, where it was his anniversary of his birthday and his death. And I mean, they're just fucking pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing with all these fucking songs and albums and I mean, and they're releasing the deluxe. How much more is there? How much more are you gonna push these tracks out? I'm not gonna lie, this album, it's decent to average range, but it is in this fucking album cover. Look at the album cover. Please stare at it and tell me one thing you see in that besides a planet in Juice WRLD. Describe what's around it to me, please. I'm sorry. This album, it just gets me pissed off. It's average. It's average. Next up, we have another Young Boy album because he just can't stop dropping fucking albums. It's It's another Young Boy album. It's the same thing over and over. Smoke, I know you're watching this. It's Sorry, bro. Let me calm down. Childish Gambino. I don't even fucking remember the name because holy shit, this album is disappointing. Bad. Almost an but it was just not it. It was not it for me. I really thought I'd enjoy it, and I just did not enjoy it. Next up, LL Cool J's album. He's kind of at the point of his career where obviously he's older. He's already solidified himself as one of the greatest rappers and one of the most influential. He can do whatever the fuck he wants, and he made an album for fun. It's average, in my opinion. A lot of people are probably gonna hop on me for that. A lot of hip hop hits. It's like, oh, you're young, you don't listen to the old shit. Check my playlist. Cause I'm not gonna lie, all the older rappers kind of sucked this year. I'm not gonna lie. Like on average, it was kind of a mixed bag. This LL Cool J album, it's okay. It was okay. I was expecting it to be okay. I wasn't expecting him to go all fucking nuts and go like Nas on this shit. Like Nas been doing all of his fucking albums. Next up, I'm not including the deluxe, but if I were, the deluxe is incredible. We have King of the Mischievous South 2. I'm not gonna lie, when I first heard this, I thought it was ass. Compared to Melt My Eyes, See Your Future, to this album, Melt My Eyes fucking blows it out of the water. But then I keep re-listening, and that kind of almost funk, south type, grimy, almost kind of sound, dirty sound. It grew on me. It grew on me a lot. He's not really going for a lyrical thing. It's just a vibe. You're just supposed to feel it. It's supposed to be chill. I'm gonna go amazing. I'm gonna go amazing on this one. I'm gonna go amazing. I thought it was really good. In the end. And then next up we have the death of Slim Shady. I'm not gonna lie. My expectations were met when listening to this. I thought it was gonna be meh. He's gonna try so hard to cancel whatever the fuck it is. Keep going. Same fucking path he's been doing. I mean, obviously, Fuel is still hard as hell. There's a lot of people that say, like, this is one of his best albums since his older shit. And I love his older stuff. No, it is not. In my opinion. Music is subjective. But in my opinion, it's Like, it's just there. I mean, yeah, it's cool to see Eminem back in his old bag a little bit, but I'm not really bumping this a whole lot anymore, honestly. Speaking of disappointing, sadly, my goat, my man, Ice Cube, he dropped an album I had no fucking clue. He dropped an album, and I listened to it. It's just same thing. He's at a point in his career where he's obviously a GOAT. He's most influential. One of the best rappers ever, and he can do whatever the fuck he wants. This album was It was just there. There was nothing of substance. There's nothing. I'm not listening to this, and it sucks because I'm an Eminem. I'm an Ice Cube beat writer. So I'm being honest. Ice Cube is great. Come on. It was just kind of there. There was nothing crazy. It wasn't going off. It was fine. Next up, Pluto. Holy shit, this was not needed. I'm gonna go average. Plutoski is actually fire. Like, it's average. I'm being honest. Plutoski the song. Yeah, that shit. I mean, it was okay. There's just, if he didn't drop it, I don't think anything would have changed. Really, I feel like it was just a shit ton of extras he's had, and he just threw it all together. Speaking of Future, next up we have We Still Don't Trust You. Completely different direction from the first albums. They went more of an R&B type style, and I thought it was average. I thought it was okay. Long too, a lot of tracks, a lot of fucking tracks. I bet this was probably just kind of like a side project, and they're just kind of adding some shit on there, so that's probably why it wasn't paid attention too much. Second disc is fucking fire though, but yeah, it's just kind of there, nothing too crazy. I'd recommend it though. There's a lot of mixed bags, so a lot of mixed feelings on this album. One of One, Gunna, again, same shit. This is what I don't want Big X the Plug to do. Just have trap bangers, hip hop bangers, every single fucking album in a goddamn row. Every single track. I mean, Gunna, he can fucking mumble his whole way through all these albums, and they're gonna sound okay. But it's nothing insane. So yeah, I'm putting that in Next up, Blue again. Ominous World. I thought it was average. Blue in Exile. Man, this is what happens when you get no fucking sleep. Let me look for you guys real quick. Yep, Blue in Exile. My fault. Decent album. Nothing too crazy behind it. I feel like that's a lot of excuses for a lot of these albums, but not this one. Not this one. This one. You might think it's my album of the year. No, it was a really fucking tough decision to decide. So, you know what? I'm going to keep 5 albums here. These don't solidify my top 5 of the year, but I'm gonna keep 5 albums here. I'm gonna rank the rest. Basically have those contend for my album of the year. Basically, kind of keep it interesting. Voice crack. Might delete later. This grew on a lot of people by the end of the year. Obviously, you have the diss track on there, which got removed, which ruined it for a lot of people. It didn't ruin it for me. It was a mid diss track anyways. It was a pretty album. I never fell in love with this album, and I fucking love J. Cole. I just cannot get with this album. I just can't. I don't know. It's just kind of there. Just collectives. He fucking saved his career with some of the singles, except for Grippy and shoving all of his mixtapes on Spotify, though. Good fucking move, J. Cole. Next up, we have 11th Dimension by Ski Mask. He kind of went in a different route. He went for a little bit of the rage, a little bit of the this and that, a little bit of the here and there. It's average. Stokely was better. I'd recommend it though. It's still fire. 2093. This is my first D album, and I just can't get with the rage. Next up we have Y2K. Get that shit out of here. I don't give a fuck. Not Now, I'm Busy. Average. It's Joyner Lucas. He's average in general. He has a couple of decent tracks, especially on like ADHD. This album is like most here. It's there. Next up, Vultures 1. I didn't even include Vultures 2 because it's not even fucking finished. But I put it in bad anyways. I put Vultures 1 and 2 in bad. I feel like Vultures 1 grew on a lot of people as well. I feel like a lot of people say it's decent. I don't. I don't like it. Well, we're kind of down to 6 albums, and these albums are fucking incredible. So, first off, what I'm gonna do is Samurai by Lupe Fiasco. Amazing. Loved it. Boom bap, jazzy, smooth. It's short. It's a little short album. It was off some, I don't fucking remember what it was based on, but watch the Needle Drops review and it'll explain what it was basically like the album was based on. But it's incredible. It's a good album. You should really listen to it. It's a nice little short 7 tracks. Listen to it. It's good. Ultra 85, Logic. Now, I know a lot of people are gonna say, Logic in 2024? Who the fuck listens to Logic? Listen, bro. No Pressure. BT3 does not fucking exist. No Pressure. Vinyl Days. College Park. Ultra 85. These albums are fucking flame. Suck my dick. I'm being so for real. I love No Pressure. I love Vinyl Days. I love College Park. I love Ultra 85. All of them have different styles. Mostly. Ultra 85, it's amazing. It's amazing. His best album. It is his best album. This album is fucking incredible. I almost cried on it. I don't ever cry. I've only cried one time on an album, and that was on Mr. Morale. I almost cried on this one. So, I guess that says a lot. Next up we have Dark Times. Amazing. Emotional. Vince Staples just fucking delivers in the 2020s era. He's just on his fucking. He is there. He's almost getting that album of the year. I know at some point he probably will. Now we have the big 3. In my opinion. Which one should I do? Chromacopia. Tyler fucking delivered. It's almost like all of his albums combined, basically. All of his albums combined into one and is mastered perfectly. Amazing. So I cannot fucking stress this enough. Literally like a nanometer away from being my album of the year. It is so fucking good. Like Him. Bro, that song is fire. However, it is held back. Balloon. I Killed You was decent. I Hope You Find Your Way Home was pretty There's just a couple of tracks here and there. There's just a little but the rest, they're bangers. And he went for more an emotional route. This was basically his Mr. Morale, as a lot of people described it. So next we have the final 2. Which one will be my album of the year? Well, it's not GNX. It's amazing though. It's amazing. It's his worst album, and it's still incredible. This album has fucking bangers, and I predicted it. I predicted that his next album would have a black and white cover, and it was just bangers. And it was. And it literally was. Now, I predicted that it would not be his best album, and it wasn't. And that's the whole fucking point. He's just in his bag. He's rapping his ass off. Fire beats. Decent features. SZA fucking killed it on this album too. And then that just leaves my album of the year. I Lay Down My Life for You from JPEG Mafia. man, what is there to say? This album, like, okay, it's not for everybody because it's so different. If you've listened to JPEG, you know. He ain't like other rappers. He is all types of experimental electronic rock, hip hop, just lo-fi, all types of shit, all over every single album. Every single album is so different between every single tracks that makes it an album. You think an album needs consistency? His consistency is not being consistent, and that's what makes it so fucking good, because every single track is so fucking different. In the fucking intro, holy shit, it is so hard. But yeah, there's my tier list. What do you think? You can have the same one in the link in the description. Yo, I'm back. Because I actually forgot. I forgot a couple of albums. First off, we have Apathy, Connecticut Casual Chapter 2, super chill, vibey fucking album. I put it in amazing. The lyricism is great on this album. I have IDK's album. I listened to it too. It's in a decent range. It's a decent album. Yeah, I just wanted to throw this in because I forgot about it. Ooh.